Well, hello, Dr. Jara. Welcome to Education Day. This is a conversation that I have been very excited about having because I almost feel like this is a topic that you and I could talk about for days and days and days when it comes to your passion and your commitment and mission to education. For those of you that don't know Dr. Jara, he is ProMetric's global K-12 leader. But it's also important to remember that he has really walked the talk. He is the former superintendent for the Clark County school system in Las Vegas, Nevada. So I almost feel like this conversation today was meant to happen. You know, Dr. Jara, I have had the honor of working with you in many situations where you have the opportunity to chat. And what I thought we'd start with is your educational journey. How you kind of became connected to education and why it became so important to you even back in the earliest of days.
Well, first of all, just thank you, Debbie, and the opportunity to sit and talk. I know we've sat and had this many conversations for so many years. We've worked together so long back in our Orange County days,
Mhm.
and then when I was in Las Vegas as a superintendent, you were a key partner for our success. So just kind of thank you for
Thank
being
you.
involved in my career and my path and helping children. So no, I started, back in the 90s and teaching as a bilingual teacher in Miami-Dade. I was also in the sports arena as a sports trainer. Then, just kind of took my journey to Massachusetts. I was a school principal, high school principal in Massachusetts as well. Came back and stepped out and went to work for the College Board actually across the entire state of Florida,
Wow.
really providing opportunities for children for advanced
Yes.
academics, advanced placement, SAT. Did some amazing work with school superintendents, but wanted to come back because I wanted to lead. I wanted to be a superintendent in urban America. I was deputy superintendent in Orange County Public Schools, where I led the entire teaching and learning division, which then called me to Clark County, Nevada, the fifth largest district. Great community, really focused on children. And that pathway that got me there, it really opened up my eyes in what we can do in urban America for children. So I led for five years and 9 months as a superintendent, built a great team with a great community, and then stepped out and really think globally. And
Mhm.
went from Metric, really came calling to provide innovative solutions for educators to make their life easier. It was an
Mhm.
opportunity for me to give back with so much that the education world gave me. I was an undocumented kid that came from South America up, and it was a public school system, and it was a teacher, it was principals that were behind me, and a mom
Oh.
that really believed in the power of education. So here I am, working alongside you and many others.
If you weren't the model of what an educational journey is and continues to be, I don't know if I love the connection between not only your passion from starting as a teacher and an instructional leader, but really looking at teachers and leaders as almost guides for you along your journey as well. I think, we both share that same passion that when we think about the teachers that have touched our lives, the instructors, the leaders, we know we are probably who we are and who we're still becoming because of those. You're that to me. I know you're that to so many at Prometric as well. A lot of folks that are joining us today are learning about Prometric. They're learning about kind of what we do and what this journey even feels like for all of us as we think about the power of really global education. You mentioned that it was time and Prometric kind of found you. Could you talk a little bit about how that happened and why this is such a good fit for what you so passionately believe in?
Yeah, no. Well, first of all, an amazing CEO. I know that
Yes.
Stuart Adele, who we all work with, and he was a key partner in my success going back to the superintendency.
Oh, that's
But
true.
and
Yes.
about 14, I'd say 8, 9 months ago, but it was it's already been a year since I stepped away from the
Wow.
superintendency. close to next month will be a year. But,
Mhm.
about 16 months ago, Stuart Odell, we were having a conversation around really where he was envisioning the K-12. I mean, Prometric is, as you know, right, 30 plus years in
Right.
certification and licensure, and the
Yes.
passion to go into K-12 and really thinking about, well, it all starts in K-12. I
Mhm.
believe that the K-12 school systems are the economic development of a community. So it
Mhm.
starts in K-12. So, when you think about the tools that we have, we're not a curriculum. We are not
Right.
somebody that's going to put a kid in, but we are going to provide solutions for educators to make their lives easier. For example, we have groundbreaking AI transformative technology to provide district leaders, state leaders
Yes. Yes.
solutions to help them align curriculum, how districts can administer data, not only administer data, but then also review and then provide insight. Because in K-12, there has not been a lack of data and systems.
That's true. That's true.
However, what do you do with it is the
Mhm.
key driver. And that's what we do. That's part of what the work in providing systems, but it's not just in North America. It is
Right.
globally. I've had the
Absolutely.
opportunity to go to Egypt, South Africa, Dubai. And I think one of the things that has opened my eyes as a systems leader has been some countries are further along than America. However, we are leading the way in so many other ways. And I think
Good point.
that
Yes.
as the global K-12 leader has opened my eyes to provide children support so they can succeed at the highest level across the world, so we can have a better citizen worldwide and globally.
It's like you've actually prepped for this conversation, but I know you, and you're speaking so much from the heart because Education Day is about that journey, right? For making sure that there's that access for all children, all learners across the world. But it's also something I know you are really, really passionate about. All the work that you've done in Clark County and every district you've been in is also focused on exactly what you talked about, building the community, building kind of the infrastructure that's around. And as we think about Education Day and we celebrate this and we're part of the sponsorship of it, there's a part that's really about the peace, I think, that it brings, the humanitarian perspective, that kind of connection. How important is that? I mean, I know your answer, but your passion for global communities and just building communities, tell us a little bit about that, because that's always been at the forefront of your work.
Well, it has been because, when you look at America, when you look at the United States, look at me. I was born in Venezuela. And
Mhm.
came to this country. My parents brought me. I didn't want to come. It's not like, and that's what I used to say. I used to say to kids, in school, I said, whether you like it or not, you're here. And now, how do we educate you? When I was in Clark County, we had children from 180 different countries that spoke 78 different languages. That's
Yes,
America, right? That is
yes,
America. That
yes.
is the United States. 17% of the kids in my community were undocumented. Well, you know why? You educate them because then it's how do they are become successful citizens. And then the language that we have globally, one of the things that hit me when I was in South Africa with Prometric and really looking at, and you're going by a school system, you're going by schools. The kids are all the same, whether
Oh,
they're
so
in
true.
in in Orlando, in Las Vegas, in Miami, in Massachusetts, in Cape Town.
Yes,
Kids are kids. You see
yes,
them interact, and
yes.
to me, that is the youth. That is the power. That's what we have a responsibility as adults to give back. So we have a peace across the country, peace across the world, and we have a peaceful world educated community that can really, really push us forward. And I think that is what I'm giving back up and giving leaders the tools so they can really provide the support system for their children.
Yeah, I got this smile on my face. I also had it with the conversation with Stuart Udell and with Nikki Etchell and so many of the Prometric family because it's a real genuine mission. What you just described is what Prometric's passion is to do, to give back and to make sure that we have that peaceful world, that we have those communities, and you've really lived that for your entire journey and will continue to do that, I'm sure, with with everyone around the world, like you said.
Well, we're connecting people. I mean, and
Yes.
Kevin Barrett, our chief experience officer, he's the one, and then, in the last 5 years, he says, you can stay in mission and the need globally that we have up in
Yes.
education. But you know what? So you go to Dubai for a conference to speak on a panel, and you meet the Secretary of Brazil, who's going to be on as well, up in his passion and the connection, and how do we support one another? Uh,
Yeah.
across different languages. I mean, because he speaks
Yes.
Portuguese, I speak Spanish, and we try to mesh and connect and
Yes.
build these relationships because we are all on the same path. And I
Yeah.
think, what we're doing today, what we're gonna continue to work as a company, globally, is like nobody else is doing it. I think that is what excites me every single day.
What a proud mission to have. I
Yeah,
feel so blessed every day, as you do, I'm sure, to work with people around the world and education and that whole idea of building community and peace is a uniter. I think we could talk all day and I would love to
yeah,
keep you all day, but I know you have places to go and things to do. As people are getting to know the Prometric family and the work not only that you're doing in Global K-12, but all of our groups, what's the best way? What would you suggest that people do to get to know Prometric better? We talk a little bit about our new website. We talk a little bit about the work that we're doing that's like innovation like you cannot believe, right? You mentioned AI, you mentioned our different tools that we're developing. It feels like overnight and always with a child and a teacher in mind. What's the best way for folks to learn more about what you and your team and Prometric is doing?
Well, I think the website, but also, I mean, I know we're hosting webinars. I mean, look for us,
Yes.
and be a partner because I think one of the things that folks need to understand is that we want to be your thought partner. We're not going to
Yes.
come in and tell you what to do. Is we're going to give you the tools, but look for on our website prometric.com. Reach out to us, and we have a team that is across the globe.
Yes.
So really really let us know how we can, provide some assistance because we have some of the brightest and the best.
It really it doesn't have to be anyone on their own, right? I think we
Yep,
as a connected family and as the world focused on Education Day can do a lot of this together and should do it together. Dr. Jara, it is always a pleasure to spend time with you and to hear
likewise.
your passion. It is something that, like you said, we've talked about for a long time, and you speak so much from the heart, and we really appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Well, no, thank you for having me and have a great day. Thanks so
You
much,
too.
Debbie. Always good to see you.